over the last week or so, I've told you all pretty consistently that I think that we're in a buying zone for Bitcoin and that I definitely am getting more and more optimistic about what the rest of this year is going to look like. But in today's video, I want to take a step back a little bit and kind of show you some of the things I am seeing on a shorter time frame, just so that you understand kind of the approach in which I'm taking and why I'm taking it, all of which will make sense in a second here. And so let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. Now, what I really wanted to focus on today is the fact that in the short term, we definitely can still see Bitcoin's price fall to the downside. You know, I've been pretty much consistently saying, hey, I think it's a buy zone, I think it's a buy zone, I think it's a buy zone, but I've kind of been following that up a ton with saying, but we are still at risk of pulling back. We could still go lower, and I wouldn't be doing anything on major leverage right now. I think doing simple dollar cost averages right now and doing bigger dollar cost averages as the price possibly does go lower is the best to take approach right now for a portfolio like mine. And so that's what I'm doing, and I want to clarify why I don't think using leverage right now is the best idea. Now, a couple of the things in which I'm looking at, okay? First and foremost is the general structure in which we've been forming since the beginning of July. As you can see here, Bitcoin has rather consistently been putting in higher highs and higher lows and higher highs and higher lows. And in general, from a fundamental perspective, this is a good thing. But what you have to understand is that when you're in a macro downtrend, which we have been for the last about, on the 4-hour charts at least, for the last couple of weeks, we are now seeing what is usually called just a bit of a correction structure. And in correction structure, that does not mean that you're going to continue that direction. It just means you're correcting a little bit before likely continuing downwards. Usually when you're at a downtrend, whenever you see these ascending structures like this, ascending channels, they usually break to the downside. Now, that's not to say that they can't build up some sort of double bottom and continue upwards, or maybe set in some type of cup and handle pattern, right? Something like that. That's always possible. But the general movement out of the structure is usually downwards without a major bullish catalyst, right? We saw it obviously just right back here not too long ago. We saw this, in that last week of June, in which we were on the downside. We started putting higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows before capitulating to the downside. Even from more of a macro perspective, we've seen it recently. Right here, we broke to the downside, and then we saw it again right here. This is 4 different examples just within the last 8 weeks of when this has happened. And so I definitely am being a little bit, not cautious, but maybe that is a word, just cautious about what is going to happen right here and not going too crazy on leverage. Because in all honesty, if we do see Bitcoin's price start to roll to the downside, that could be Bitcoin's price falling back towards $55,000 to $54,000, which at this given point is a correction back to the downside of roughly another 4 to 5, 6%, which obviously could pull the rest of the altcoins down another 10 to 15%. And so, of course, because of that, my general thesis is that, yes, I do think we're in a buy zone. I think in the macro scheme of things, we're definitely in a situation in which we easily could see Bitcoin's price trying to return towards the rest of the year, back towards the upside, especially once we get through with summer. But that doesn't mean it's right now. It definitely doesn't mean it's right now. We could continue a little bit lower. And so because of that, although I am now accumulating, and I do think we're in the buy zone, we definitely could go deeper into the buy zone, which is why, again, I am still going to be saving some cash to do bigger buys if Bitcoin's price does get lower and lower and lower. So I really just wanted to clarify that today, not to cause concern, not to cause caution, but just kind of let you guys know, yes, I am buying, but I'm taking it very slowly because some of the different short-term structures we're seeing are implying that we could see a bit of a pullback or continuation to the downside, maybe even as soon as next week. And so with that said, of course, I will continue to update you, but I like to jump on here. Even if there's not a lot going on, if I have certain things I'm noticing that I'm picking up, I feel like I should share them with you because I think they can be valuable. And if you do agree, all I need you to do is just like this video so more people see it. But with that said, guys, of course, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.